Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee. As you can see in today's video title, I am filming my fitness journey. As you guys know, I feel like I'm way overdue on this video. I have been wanting to film it for a long time now, and I feel like now is the perfect time to do it. I am just so excited to share my journey with you guys because I feel like there's a lot of you that are new to this journey and you have so many questions about how I stay motivated, how I stay consistent, how I stay within a routine, things like that. So I'm no expert, but at the end of the day, like, I'm here just to share, tell you guys my experience and how, you know, it's not perfect. There's no perfect journey in my opinion, but I'm gonna give you guys the in and outs, that what worked for me, what didn't work for me. So if you're starting out, this is like a perfect video for someone who is looking to start a healthier lifestyle. I also want to do a Q&A. So a few days ago, I asked you guys a bunch of questions about what you wanted me to touch on about my fitness journey. So I'll definitely grab my phone a few times to just answer some of the questions that you guys asked me. But I thought we could start off with just my overall journey, where I am now in terms of what I was doing before versus what I'm doing now, and how I feel now versus how I felt before. And again, like I said, we'll do the Q&A with any questions that you guys might have. So let's get into my fitness journey. No journey is perfect. I'm just gonna start off with that. Everybody goes through their own experience, and I think it's really important for you guys to know that a journey doesn't just happen overnight. It definitely takes a long time to finally A, see the results that you want to see, and B, kind of figure out yourself, if that makes sense. So I started my healthy lifestyle journey about 3 years ago. I've always been an active individual. My parents put me in competitive sports when I was a kid. And I mean, like, when I was 6 to when I just got out of high school. I was playing high-level soccer and ringette. I don't know if you guys know what ringette is, but it's kind of like hockey. And I was playing sports probably 4 to 5 times a week. Like, I was always doing something, but I wasn't following any specific healthy diet or healthy lifestyle. Like, I was just eating whatever. Like, I was a young kid. Like, I was just a very active individual, and sports is kind of like what got me into an active lifestyle. And so when I graduated high school, when I got into college, I kind of dropped all my sports and didn't really focus on anything. You know, typical college student, I was drinking, I was binge eating, I was just living life. I still am with the same guy that I was with when I graduated high school. We went to prom together and we've been together since. And we both kind of just were living the college experience. Like I said, like eating, drinking, just loving life. And we were like binge eating hardcore. Like, I mean, like, I feel like also in the beginning of a relationship, it's also just like all about love and just kind of like going out for dinners, drinking, you know, eating food on the weekends, watching movies. And like, we would like, you know, buy a bag of chips, buy a bag of gummies, and like crush that all in one night, and then do the same thing the next weekend and the next weekend. Like, it was just like a really unhealthy system. And like, we'd go out for dinner like once a week. We were also spending a lot of freaking money. Like, I don't know what we were doing, but I don't really know what hit me at a certain point, but I think I probably was really unhappy with my body and how I generally felt. And this was probably, like I said, I want to say now 4 years ago. I might be wrong. It might have been 4 years ago instead of 3. But around that time, I was just like, it was a really low point in my life where I just felt really unhappy with myself. And I felt like my boyfriend was seeing that in me, where he's like, there's something not right. Like, there's something that's bothering you. And I felt like I had to change something. Like, I was like, there's something I'm doing that's not working. And like I said, like, I was always an active individual, and I think, you know, completely leaving the sports was a really bad idea because, you know, the social aspect was gone, the active aspect was gone. And so I was really trying to figure out something that I could get into that allowed me to still have that active lifestyle. And so I started doing a lot of research, and I found a lot of influencers in the beginning. I feel like this is when YouTube really started to become a really large platform. And I started looking at healthy influencers. And so one of the ones that you guys probably see me post all the time was Sammy Clark. She was one of the bigger ones that I started to follow, as well as Kaylieeestewart. And they were just two influencers that I feel really impacted my healthy lifestyle journey. I had no idea how to meal prep. I had no idea what workouts to do. I was literally coming from a place where I had no knowledge about anything in terms of weight training, consistency, routine, nothing. And so I started to watch their videos, and at that time they had workout videos on their YouTubes, they had meal plans out, things like that. And so I decided to get on this journey. And so I started to work out, you know, different types of workouts. At that time, I really didn't know what I liked. I was trying totally different foods. Like, I really, like I said, didn't come from like my family, we've always been, I guess, healthy eaters. Like, I've always loved broccoli, for example, but like sweet potato, I didn't really have, like certain things like that. So I really did do a trial and error, and I feel like everyone's journey will be like this, where it is really all about trial and error. Like, in order to find healthier foods that you will like, you really just got to try them. Like, you can't be scared. You kind of just have to like go for it and just try different things. So I was Googling healthy recipes, again, trying healthier foods, looking at, again, influencers who had either meal plans or YouTube videos of like what I ate in a day. I'd like look at the recipe, try and make it in a way that I liked, in terms of maybe there was ingredients that I didn't like in it. I tried to, you know, swap things out that I liked in it that were considered healthy. So I started to do that, and I started to do that really consistently. And I think what motivated me to continue and start this journey was I knew I wasn't happy, and I knew that I had to be in a place where I felt better about myself. And I feel like when I started to work out and when I really started to change my lifestyle, that's when I started to feel good. That's when I started to realize, okay, like, I'm seeing the results, I'm feeling good about the foods that I'm eating and the choices that I'm doing. And yeah, but I'm gonna be real with you guys, and this is like something that I really want to touch on, is that I wouldn't consider my journey in the beginning was perfect. I feel like I was just doing something that wasn't for me. And what I mean by that is that I was really strict on my eating habits. I mean, I was eliminating foods. I wouldn't eat any pasta. I would not eat any dessert. I was working out probably 6 days a week, and I was really hard on myself. And I was, again, really trying to achieve my dream body goals. Like, I was just like, all I want to do is look skinny. All I want to do is just work out and get the, you know, the body goals I want to get. And it got to the point where I was getting blackouts because I wasn't eating enough food. I was counting my calories and actually removing foods out of my diet once I saw how high fat foods were. So for example, like peanut butter, I saw how high fat it was, and I was like, oh my God, I can't eat that. I was just like limiting carbs, like strictly eating vegetables. Like I said, doing cardio, working out nonstop. And my boyfriend and my mom were like, you have never looked skinnier, Kaylee. You need to figure it out, because yes, you having a healthier lifestyle is great, but you reaching to the point where this is not healthy anymore. This is like something that you're thinking is healthy. And so at the time, like I said, I thought I was following a healthy lifestyle, but I really wasn't, if that makes sense. There was a certain aspect where I was, but it was almost too much, to the point where it was, you're getting sick now. Like, you are too focused on it. And again, I'm gonna throw out another example. I wouldn't go out with my friends. I wouldn't drink. When I would go out with them, I would literally eat dinner before I went to the restaurant, so I wouldn't feel forced to eat the food at the restaurant, because I knew that restaurant food was so high calorie and all that. So it was a really toxic point in my life, and I actually ended up planning a Europe trip with my boyfriend at this time. And he told me, he's like, you have to understand, we're going on a European trip. You are not eating home cooked meals. And we were gone for like a month. So like, I was really stressed. Like, I was getting anxiety. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to, you know, cook my own meals. I'm not going to be able to, like, you know, keep track of what I'm eating and everything. And I think that trip was probably the best thing that ever happened to me, because it really opened my eyes about how progress isn't going to change. So my boyfriend, I think, also really helped me at that point in my life, where he's like, you need to just eat what makes you feel good. You need to just live your life. He was a really big eye-opener, where he's like, you need to be able to indulge when you want to indulge, but still kind of follow a consistent, healthy lifestyle. So what I did on that trip was, okay, yeah, I'm eating out every single day, but I found ways to eat healthier. So I would always make sure there was a vegetable and a protein and a carb in all my meals. And so, I'd, try and get chicken, because chicken's considered a lean protein. And that was something I learned through my journey. Again, doing all the research, finding out lean proteins, finding out good carbs for your body, finding out, good vegetable sources that's going to give you the fiber that you need. So when I was traveling, I was really trying to live a healthier lifestyle in a certain way, but not feeling guilty about it. And also I had ice cream every single day because, again, it's all about balance. And that's what I really try to promote on my page, because again, I think that trip really just opened my eyes about how you shouldn't be eliminating foods into your lifestyle at all, because at the end of the day, like, you're not gonna ruin your progress. And that's what I thought was gonna happen. I thought, I've worked out for 2 years or a year at that point. I'm gonna gain all my weight back. Like, I was so scared. And when I was on that trip, like, I came back and like my body didn't change. Like, my body literally stayed the same. And I was not working out. Like, I was not working out in Europe at all. Like, I didn't have access to a gym or anything. The only thing I was doing was walking, really. And so I think that trip was like the best thing that's happened to me, because I think that really opened my eyes about this. And that kind of brought me to where I am now, where I really wanted to get into becoming a healthy influencer, because I've been living a healthy lifestyle for so long. And like I said, I've been watching healthy lifestyle influencers for so long, and being able to share my lifestyle, my morning routine, the foods that I eat, and inspire people like you who aspire to live a healthier lifestyle is probably the most rewarding and most rewarding thing, to be honest, is to be able to help you through your journey if you're starting out. And so that's kind of where my fitness journey started. I did really start with also doing weighted workouts. There's just nothing wrong with weighted workouts. I was just personally following someone else's workout routine. I was doing heavy weights because, there's nothing wrong with lifting weights. It's just, I thought like seeing progress was only gonna be if I lifted heavy weights. So I was doing a lot of heavy weight workouts. I, again, was working out like 6 days a week at the time. I would do like cardio 2 days a week, weighted workouts 4 days a week, and it'd be like butt workouts, back and arms, and I think full body. This was, again, super long ago, so I can't remember the exact routine, but it was strictly like heavy weights, heavy weights, heavy weights. And I don't think heavy weightlifting was really for me, and I didn't realize that, honestly, until last year, which is mind-blowing that I was doing that for 2 years. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's great if it works for you. And I think that's one thing that everybody will learn through their journey, is that you're gonna find workouts that work for you, and you're gonna find ones that don't. And I think after 2 years of doing it, I just kind of realized that I just didn't enjoy it. Like, yeah, the results were great. I feel like I was really seeing what my body looked like and everything. But once you've been working out for so long, what you've realized is that it's not about how good you look, it's about how good you feel. And I find working out makes me feel so good. And I wasn't feeling good after doing those weighted workouts. I just didn't really enjoy it. And so during quarantine, I started to really focus on at-home workouts. I was doing full body with just like minimal weights, like 10-pound weights. So I still technically am doing weightlifting, but I'm not doing heavy weightlifting. So I was doing about 10 to 15 pounds with dumbbells and just doing full bodies, kind of the same thing, but just not with heavier weights. I would do full body, I would do back and arms, booty, and then cardio days. And so I started doing that in quarantine, and it made me realize how much better I felt doing it and how much more I enjoyed it, and kind of created myself a routine there. And that was probably the best decision that I made, because again, my mindset just kind of changed, where it wasn't about how I looked anymore, it was about how I felt. And once I realized like what I enjoyed doing, that's what made me so consistent and motivated to do my routine every single day, was because I actually enjoyed doing it, and I enjoyed how good I felt after the fact. I'm gonna show you guys a picture of what I looked like before versus after. Again, right now I feel like my body image is not what's important to me anymore. I think what's important to me is how good I feel. I feel like there was also stages in my life where it's like, okay, I hit a high point of weight in my life. I then hit a really, really low point of weight where it just was not balanced. It just was unhealthy. And now I feel like I'm at that weight where I feel happy, I feel balanced, and yeah, it's just the best feeling. And I think, as I said, like, no journey is perfect. I'm talking about 3 to 4 years to finally figure out like what works for me. It just kind of shows you that there's no journey that's perfect, and it's not something that's just gonna happen overnight. It's something that you need to kind of just figure out yourself. And yeah, so that's a bit of a rundown of my fitness journey. So that's kind of versus how I started versus where I am now. I think finding a balance is something that just kind of happens over time. You'll kind of realize, but if there's anything that I can push, it's just one thing that I find works for me is the 80-20 rule, which is 80% whole foods and 20% indulge. So that's how I plan my structure every single day, where I make sure I have 3 meals full of whole foods, and then I typically have 2 snacks where I kind of indulge. And to me, that's what works for me, and that's what fuels my body and makes me feel good. There's a tip for me to give for how to find a balance in your lifestyle. It's really just following the 80-20 rule and not being too hard on yourself, because at the end of the day, you guys just need to realize that you're not going to ruin your progress from eating that one piece of chocolate. I'm here to tell you that. So eat that piece of chocolate if you want to eat it. I guess another healthy habit that's also changed me is just eating a healthier lifestyle, obviously. Finding foods that work for me. If there's something I don't like, I'm not going to force myself to eat it. But what I find has really helped me is just creating recipes that have foods that I actually enjoy. So I always look for recipes online when I'm trying to find healthier options, and I just kind of like make it my own. So if there's artichokes, I'm not an artichoke kind of gal. If there's artichokes in a recipe, I will, you know, maybe swap that out with something else that I enjoy. So just kind of find recipes that you like and just kind of make it healthier. So another one, I love pizza. Like literally, I would order pizza every single day if I could. But I try to find ways to find healthier versions of it, and I discovered pita pizza. So I eat pita pizza probably once or twice a week. It's quick, it's easy, it's good, and it kind of replaces something that's considered junk food, but in a healthier way. So I, you know, will put less cheese on it. I will, you know, having a pita bread, I do a whole wheat pita bread. I always make sure to look at my ingredients when I'm buying food. So there's another tip, is when you're buying foods at the grocery store, if there's foods that you love, but you look at the ingredients and they're not that clean, maybe try and find a substitute of something that has cleaner ingredients that is very similar to what you love. Again, it could be something that also can be your 20% indulge. So go ahead. I mean, I still eat the same chocolate that I've eaten a few years ago. I also feel like now there's so many more options versus, you know, a few years ago there wasn't as many healthier options to substitute. But again, that's just an option if you guys are looking to kind of replace the foods that you love, but in a healthier way. Another habit that I find has changed me is meal planning. I absolutely love prepping my meals on the weekend and having it for the rest of the week. I find when I have something already prepped, it allows me to continue eating a healthier lifestyle. So essentially what meal prepping is, if you don't know, is when you prep meals on, well, it could be on the weekend, that's what works for me. And I do typically about 5 servings, typically 10 to also feed Zach. And I just research healthy recipes. So typically I'll do like a chicken, sweet potato, and broccoli, or I'll do, you know, turkey burgers, or I love doing taco bowls. So that's just like, I do like ground turkey, taco seasoning, bunch of vegetables, all that, and then I have it for the week. That way for lunch, if I don't know what to make and I'm in a pinch, it's nice just to have something pre-cooked in the fridge, throw it in the microwave, and you're good. Okay, so those are just some habits that I feel like has really helped me with my lifestyle, but I thought I could get into the Q&A now because this video is already taking so long. So I'm gonna go through some of the questions you guys asked me on my Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, definitely make sure to check it out. I try and do Q&As as often as possible, but this one was really specifically for this video. So the first question is, how do you find the motivation to live a healthy lifestyle? I think like finding the motivation for this healthy lifestyle is just like I said, how good I feel eating the healthy foods, how good I feel doing a workout every single morning and doing a routine. That's why I stay motivated, is because I feel good doing it. If I didn't enjoy doing it, then I wouldn't be doing it. And so that's why I really push about finding a routine that works for you and workouts that you actually enjoy, because if you actually enjoy doing it, it's not hard. It's, you know, it's something that you just enjoy doing. So that's a tip for motivation, as well as just setting goals for yourself. So I set goals typically on a monthly basis of what I want to see for myself. Okay, I want to get better at meal prepping. I want to make sure I work out 4 days a week. And just like keeping that mindset of setting goals for yourself is super important, especially if you're starting out. So if your goal is to work out 3 days a week, make that a goal for the entire month and just try and push yourself for that, because once you start to push yourself, then that's how you kind of create a routine, is when you stick to something consistently. Okay, so question number 2 is, how do you get back into routine after traveling? So it's never like easy, I guess, but I was obviously just traveling back in April, and I was obviously indulging, having fun and drinking and just like enjoying my time with my friends. But I think, as I said, kind of what I did on my Europe trip was finding ways to eat healthier foods while I was gone to make it easier for myself once I got back to kind of get back onto that healthy eating cycle. And then working out, I was actually doing workouts when I was gone, so working out was not too hard to get back into, because I always just try and keep my lifestyle the same. That way it's not too difficult to get back into it when I get home. So that's just a tip. So if you are traveling, just try to find ways that work for you, with foods that you enjoy, with the meals that you eat on your trip. And then just finding ways to move your body. If you don't have access to a gym, then just maybe be able to move your body. So go for walks, you know, set aside some time to do some stretching. So just finding ways essentially to move your body in different ways is super important when you're traveling. So that's what works for me. Okay, next question here is, how did you become a morning person? So one thing that worked for me was, again, getting into that routine where I was going to bed earlier and kind of pushing myself to wake up earlier, to be honest. Again, it's something about building a consistent routine, and it was a goal for myself to really start to wake up earlier instead of sleeping in. And I think waking up earlier was the best decision that I ever made, because I personally feel way more productive in the morning versus nights. And I just find, yeah, going to bed earlier will force yourself to wake up earlier as well, just works for me. So that was a goal of mine, and now I consistently go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, unless I'm, you know, at an event or something. But typically I do go to bed and wake up at the same time. Another question is, how do you stay consistent and create a workout schedule? So for staying consistent, I feel like this question came up a lot. I do believe that creating a workout schedule is what has made me stay consistent and finding days and workouts that work for me. So like I said, I work out 4 to 5 times a week. I make sure to hit all aspects of my body during the week, and that's what motivates me and keeps the consistency going during the week, is just creating that schedule and doing workouts that I enjoy. So that's personally what I find helps with consistency, is just setting those goals and creating that schedule. And then also, if you're a beginner trying to create a workout schedule, start small. Make sure to start with just a few different workouts, discovering influencers that have workouts on their platforms that you could follow along to. If you don't like it, then try something different. Again, it's all about trial and error. Try maybe doing yoga, try going biking. There's so many different ways. Try doing the research as well, like researching ways to move your body. You know, what different types of workouts can I do to stay active? Like, do the research behind it too, because at the end of the day, research is so important. I find it so beneficial to figure out things that work for you. So maybe it is, you know, signing up to play on a soccer team. You're moving your body, you're being active, and that might just work for you. So again, all about trial and error. I think another thing for staying consistent for healthy eating is, again, just finding recipes that work for you. I typically have the same recipes on a weekly basis just because I enjoy them. I don't really get sick and tired of them. It's easy, it's good. So that's personally how I stay consistent, is just finding healthy recipes that I enjoy and just kind of sticking with it. So definitely make sure to just try different recipes and find things that you actually enjoy, and not force yourself to eat, because then again, you're not gonna enjoy living the lifestyle that you wanna live. So just doing the research, finding healthier versions of recipes that you're currently eating that you probably don't think is healthy, find ways to make it healthier. That's essentially what I've been doing. Like, like the example that I said about the pita pizza, I would love to order pizza every single night, but pita pizza has just been like my go-to for a replacement of something that's a bit healthier. Okay, I'm gonna save the best question for last. So what mistakes did you make and how did you overcome them during your journey? I kind of touched on a few of these things, but one was eliminating foods out of your lifestyle. I think it's really important to not eliminate any foods. Peanut butter is so healthy for you. Why would I eliminate that? Pasta, there's so many different types of pastas, like whole wheat pasta. Like you can just find healthier substitutes to everything. So don't eliminate anything because there's a bad stigma around it. Just find different alternatives that work for you and just make sure to follow the 80-20 rule, balance your lifestyle, balance the foods that you love to eat, but still enjoy them, but to ensure yourself that you're still eating other healthier options that fuel your body and make you feel good. So that's like one thing, is just don't eliminate any food groups from your lifestyle. And then another one is doing someone else's workout routine. I've mentioned it in this video earlier on, but I was doing a lot of heavy lifting and I realized a few years later that that's just wasn't for me and it wasn't something that I enjoyed doing. And so I started to do weightlifting still, but at a lighter weight that felt comfortable for my body, and that's just what worked for me. And so doing a trial and error system, I think, is important to try different types of workouts and different activities and just kind of see what works for you and just being consistent at it. So I don't think you should be copying anybody else's routine, because at the end of the day, like for example, I work out in the morning and working out in the morning might not be for you. So try working out in the evening. It just all depends on your schedule and your life, essentially. If you don't have access to a gym, then use, you know, maybe things around your house to use as weights for lifting things or using things as props for certain workouts. Again, it's all about trial and error, and it's just super important to just do what works for you. I'm gonna end the video up here. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Your support means the world to me. I hope my fitness journey and my tips help you through your journey. I think at the end of the day, just remember that it's not perfect. Your journey is gonna be a while, but it's well worth the wait. So once again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video.